everyone, and welcome back to Seduce Me. Yeah, I know, it's been a little while since I did a Let's Play. Well, actually, it was last weekend, but whatever. Well, let's just get back into it, shall we? Lunch wasn't particularly hard. I decided to make... What should we make for lunch? Pizza. Pizza sounds good. Pizza is always good no matter what time of day it is. Do we have any? Luckily, we had some pizza in the freezer to heat up. Pizza More's Baked with Love Pizza had all the makings of pizza types, including pepperoni, sausage, mushrooms, and extra cheese. Just top it, bake it, and serve. I'd have to get more later. I placed the food in the dining room. However, none of the boys were there by the time I brought the final dish out. I carried that dish to the main lobby, catching the boys separating into different rooms of the house. Part of me wanted to go to one in particular. The other part of me wanted to just leave them be and take the food in my hand to my room and eat. Maybe I could go out today while the boys focus on training. Nah, I'm gonna go to that one in Incubus. In particular. I quickly rushed back and grabbed the second food dish before hunting down one of the boys. Oh, hello, James. I found James in the library, sitting in one of the comfy leather seats reading a book. As I stepped in, James looked up at me before closing the book and standing.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Hey, James, I got some lunch for you.
That is very kind of you. Thank you.
You're welcome. James took his food and sat back down, placing the book he was reading on the table in front of him and setting the dish on his lap.
I'm sorry. I should have asked you first before exploring the house and finding this room.
James. It's fine. It's fine, dude. Explore all you want. I mean, you're gonna be staying here, so explore all you want. Huh? Oh no, you're fine. Remember, you live here too, so any room besides mine is free to be in.
Still, you're the master of the house. I should have asked.
It's fine, really. James nodded at me with an understanding smile before eating his food. I followed along and ate with him, taking the open chair beside his. We ate in silence, listening to the ambience in the room. Soon, however, I began to feel a little restless. You know what? We're going to worry about my restlessness and check out some books. I put my food down on the table and lifted the book to examine it. Love and Romance, a study of intimacy. I knew James was a bookworm, but wow. Just wow. But anyway, what could be the reason why he's reading a book like that? Maybe it's because he wants to be intimate with a certain someone? Who knows? James let out a small, nervous cough before he stopped eating and placed his food on the table.
Demons and humans are very different when it comes to affairs of the heart. I merely wanted to try learning a little more while I had the chance. I found that while I was looking around the room and had only just begun reading.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Love is different to demons? How so? James smiled before crossing his legs, getting comfy for the small lecture he was about to give.
Love isn't just a human emotion, miss. Demons like us feel them too. In fact, incubi and succubi feel emotions the most because of our link to sexual energy. However, we don't really experience love. We know of lust and passion.
You just said that demons feel love. You know what? Whatever. But passion drives love.
For humans, yes. For demons, it fuels our need to breed and increase the strength of our lineage as well as quells the hunger we have for sexual energy. It's very hard for us to develop feelings from passion, despite how easy it may logically seem.
You hunger for energy? I could tell I struck a nerve with James. As I mentioned the word hunger, his arm twitched, obviously wanting to do something other than remain on the armrest of his chair. He continued speaking regardless.
Sexual energy is our natural food source and is one of two ways to keep us alive. In the abyssal planes, there are many demons to feed off of who are always willing to give their energy up, so sexual hunger is never an issue.
Sexual hunger is never an issue, huh?
In the human world, however, we've come to realize that getting energy is a little more difficult.
True. I mean, typically, I wouldn't want to give my body up so easily. Can't you just touch a human for their energy like you all did with me? Well, Eric and Sam did kiss me.
That only gives us so much. A touch is merely a taste, while intimate sex is a banquet for us.
I guess that was true. Humans weren't all about sex and were probably a lot more conservative than demons, at least. It would be hard to gain sexual energy from a human without doing something to them or catching them in the right mood.
This is why we have a mind-altering ability to convince humans to give in to their desires. It's not 100% effective, but it gives us a better possibility to get what we need.
What if you don't feed on sexual energy? What's the other way to stay alive?
Food, typically.
Duh.
However, we're weak without actual sexual energy. Without sexual energy, we become less than human. We have no power nor moral consciousness. We basically start to become unfriendly.
Ouch. A little bit of hostility without sexual energy, huh? Ah, I see. Are you hungry now? James didn't reply. He simply stared at me, unable to answer. However, I could tell that he was. He was clutching the armrest tightly, digging his fingers into the leather. I gently leaned close to him from my chair and reached to brush my fingers over his hand. If you really need energy, I'll help a little. No sex, but enough to stop the hunger, okay? Once again, I was greeted with silence from James. He seemed very nervous and uncertain about what to do, now that the approval was there. He was also frozen from my touch, softly and barely twitching at the feel of my skin against his. I could feel his hand grip against the armrest harder. A small feeling of boldness then ran through my body, forcing me to cover his hand completely with my own before leaning nose to nose with James in seriousness. Alter my mind if you're concerned about me. I really do want to help you out. All of a sudden, I felt something in my mind snap and ooze into the warm, fluffy feeling I had before with Sam and Eric. Ooh. That music, though. That music, though! It's getting a little steamy in here. I felt my body slightly heat up as James released the armrest and gently took my wrist. He gently pulled me out of my chair and onto his lap, having me straddle him with my thighs. He stared deep into my eyes, his own glowing in hunger that I would never have expected to see from him.
I won't go overboard.
Woo! Kisses! Before I knew it, his lips were pressed hard against mine, my head being pulled into his by his hand on the back of my neck. I gently moved my hands to his shoulders and chest, melting in his lap and enjoying every feeling that ran through my body. I felt hot, desperate, and a need for more than just his kiss. One of my hands slid up his neck into his hair as James lowered his kisses into my neck, gently groaning against my skin. I couldn't help but let out a small whimper of pleasure before reaching up and covering my mouth. Oh boy, this is a little embarrassing to read, to be honest. I didn't want the others to hear me, and I was positive neither did James. James lowered his free hand to my lower back, pulling my body against his. I felt my energy slowly draining, causing me to cuddle closer to James's hold on me. He lowered his hand to my waist, squeezing it tightly as his tongue ravished my neck. His hand on the back of my neck, however, gently came around and held onto a tail of my bow. I stuck in a breath, but James didn't pull it to untie the bow. James lifted his lips from my neck and gently leaned his forehead to mine. rubbing nose to nose with me. He was gently breathing fast, softly red in the face, and as deep into the moment as I was. Yep, getting a little steamy in here.
I won't go any further if you don't want me to.
I could feel the hold of his mind-altering spell fade away, but I still felt hot. Something told me that I wanted more, but at the same time, I wasn't sure if I truly did want to give any more. Oh boy! Should I keep on going or should I stop? Bring it on! I opened the opportunity and I was enjoying it as much as he was. I wanted more and I was going to let him keep going. He promised not to go far, but this wasn't far enough for me. I gently leaned in and kissed him, giving him silent approval to keep going. I could feel him pulling the tail of my bow, releasing it and letting it follow his hand off around my neck. He moved the ribbon to the empty seat before gently unbuttoning the top half of my blouse, going no lower than above my stomach. Yep, once again, kind of embarrassing to read. The desire in my body drove me to remove the sleeves of my shirt down from my arms, escaping from it and letting the shirt hang around my belly. As he began to ravish my neck and shoulder in hot kisses, I leaned my head back and let a pleasurable sigh escape my lips. The pull on my body from him draining my energy had slowed immensely, almost completely stopping. However, James kept touching and kissing me regardless. He was full, but he was as hot as I was and kept living on my skin and on me. I couldn't comprehend how much time we spent making out. I was so lost in the pleasure that I didn't care. Call it simple, but I didn't care. I loved it. His touch, his kiss, his heat. I desired it beyond anything at that moment, even as he lowered his kisses down my chest to just above my bra. My heart was beating wildly in my chest. Something about James drew me to him like a moth to a flame. I didn't know if it was his aura of superiority or his gentle smile, but something made my heart quicken for him. It couldn't have been love, but it was too passionate to be lust. What was it? I wonder what it could be. Maybe infatuation? Maybe? However, I began to feel dizzy. Seeing the ceiling start to spin almost wildly, I gripped onto James's shoulders, signaling him to stop, but my mind faded to black before I could let out another sound. Wow. I felt good. I didn't care that it was blacked out. I felt warm and fuzzy in the darkness. I never knew indulging in that kind of passion would be that good. I now just wanted to awaken, hopefully in a good way. My eyes eventually fluttered open, adjusting to the sight around me. I felt familiar silks underneath me, letting me know that I was in my bed. I slowly sat up, stretching from the tiredness that still lingered. I felt a very soft pain on my neck and shoulders, and I could feel my swollen lips pulse gently and healing. However, when I looked down at my body, I saw that my shirt had been pulled back up and rebuttoned as if nothing happened between me and James. I was just missing my ribbon. Before I turned to get out of bed, though, I spotted my ribbon on the pillow beside the one I slept on. It was tied in a nice bow around a red rose that was freshly bloomed with a small note attached to it. I gently slipped the note from the tie and opened it to read it.
I apologize for indulging myself as I did. I hope that you will not dislike me when you awaken.
Oh, heck no! I would never dislike you for something like that. At least so it seems. I stared at the note, unbelieving what I read. Why would I dislike him? I let it happen, and I enjoyed it. It was cute, though, to imagine him asking for forgiveness for something we both did and enjoyed. I brought the rose to my nose, rose into my nose, and gently inhaled its soft fragrance. I indulged myself too, James. I looked at the time out of curiosity. The large white numbers on my phone showed 5:31 p.m. Yikes! 4 hours of being knocked out, and I still feel tired. It was Sunday, so I was allowed to sleep longer if I wanted to. so I'm gonna sleep. The remainder of the night passed by, surprisingly uneventful. The boys continued to train with each other, but were kind enough to stop and make me dinner. I was glad for that. Unsurprisingly, the food was perfect, but it felt a little empty without the boys to eat with me. They most likely had already eaten, but still, I felt lonely. I couldn't let it bother me. I ate and went back to my room to study and sleep. Surprisingly, I felt good going to bed that night. I felt like I could have a peaceful sleep after the previous rough nights I had. I felt good. You should feel good. I drifted to sleep and woke up almost flawlessly the next morning. No grogginess, no aches, perfectly energized and bright-eyed. Man, how long has it been since I got that much good sleep? I looked at my alarm clock. I woke up 10 minutes before my alarm. Well, hey, I must be lucky today. Karma owed me some luck. After all I had gone through in merely a handful of days, I deserved to get some good luck. Except for the day ahead, I turned off my alarms before they could ring and got dressed. However, my phone started to quickly buzz from an incoming text. Huh? Who's texting me this early?
Yo, Anderson! You're
it's
carpooling with
Suzu.
us from now on. We're not letting you waste your money on a bus. Get ready and be at your gate at 7 stat.
Suzu, you're such a good friend. I smiled. My friends were the best. I couldn't drive yet, and I didn't have a car, so it was awesome that my friends would let me carpool. At 6:30, which means you've got a half hour. Perfect. I can eat some breakfast before they come. I packed my bag and carried it downstairs towards the kitchen. As I entered the dining room, I saw a plate with eggs, toast, and bacon sitting on the table. A fresh, steaming cup of coffee sat next to the plate with the sugar and creamer on the side. I walked to the table and couldn't believe what I was seeing. Who made this? As I spoke aloud, a small red note caught my attention. Have a good day. Yours. And by yours, I think you mean James. My heart skipped a beat as I finished. I could tell it was from one of the boys. Maybe it was from him? Oh, you know it! You know it was him! I smiled before putting the note in my bag and eating up. The food was so delicious, I devoured every amazing bite. I looked to the time again. Time to go. I quickly rushed to the doors, checking myself in the passing mirror. I wasn't wanting to impress anyone, but I still needed to look decent. Before I could reach the handle of the door, however, someone took my hand. Huh? That music, though. I turned to see James, who was holding my hand back with a concerned frown on his face.
My name.
James? Your name?
My true name isn't James, miss. I want you to know my real name if something were to happen.
His true name? What did he mean? Why was he telling me this now? I remembered reading about a demon's name from the journal I read yesterday. If you knew a demon's true name, you could summon them to you, no matter where you were or where they were. James gently pulled me to him and leaned close to whisper in my ear.
My name is RAESTRAO.
RAESTRAO. RAESTRAO. Maestro! No, RAESTRAO. For some reason, I really like that name. RAESTRAO. As he said his name, I could feel it lock into my memory. Something in my head would make sure I would never forget it. James pulled away and smiled at me, despite he'd still carrying worry in his eyes.
If you're in any danger, call my name. I promise that I'll come and help you.
I stared up at James, unable to say anything. I could only nod in response. James smiled before kissing my hand and heading into the dining room. Something told me that name would be used eventually. And round 2. Naomi drove up to the gates, with Suzu waving me down. I rushed out the door and we headed to school, talking about the homework in the coming day. Or maybe we could talk about RAESTRAO. We made it into the school without a hitch. Our lockers were in the same part of the hall, so we quickly unloaded what we needed to and got our important books and necessities. First incident of the day. As I walked heard Suzu and Naomi, who were both waiting for me on the opposite side of the hall, something hooked my ankle and made me fall forward. Ouch! That's gonna be painful. Whoa! Ow!
Hey, are you okay?
Who did that?
Culprit! Right there! Three of us looked back to see Lisette and her gaggle of girls. Lisette had a look of complete innocence while the girls around her giggled like no tomorrow.
Why, you little...
Why, you little bee?
Suzu, don't!
I felt a giant fire of anger burn in my stomach as I stared at Lisette. Today was not the only time this happened to me. However, it was now clear who was behind these incidents. Even if she was innocent and one of her goons did it, it was now obvious that Lisette was the mastermind just from the look on her face. She was no friend, nor would she ever be. I had to do something. Get her! I'd had enough. I felt adrenaline rush through my body as I pounced off the ground and rushed at Lisette. I was not going to be the only one who was scraped this time. I tackled Lisette to the ground, swiping and slapping her innocent face. She screamed in fright before trying to push me off and block my attack.
Holy shit! Anderson! Stop it!
I wasn't listening anymore. I let my carnal need to get revenge take over as I began to pull at Lisette's hair to get fair aim at her face with my free hand. Oh, jeez. I had enough of the bullying, the wounds, the insults. All of that was going to burn in the past as I straightened my nails and hands across Lisette's face over and over. My rebellion would be marked on her pretty face for all to see. Lisette pushed me off and scrambled to her feet, both panicked and angry at the same time. Her emotion was nowhere close to the anger I was feeling.
Are you crazy? What the hell?
Well, you're a B-word, so... I stood up very slowly, glaring daggers into Lisette's soul through her eyes. I must have had some sort of monster behind me. Or maybe I looked like the monster myself, but the gaggle of girls, Lisette, and even my friends had a look of pure terror on their faces. I have had enough of you, Lisette! You obviously won't stop until... Let me start that over. I have had enough of you, Lisette! You obviously won't stop unless I fight back. Well, guess what? You're gonna get it! I charged at Lisette a second time, shoving her hard against the lockers. She let out a yelp of pain as she smacked back her head against the mail behind her before glaring and shoving me back. As I fell back, Lisette raised her hands, ready to fight.
Then come on, Anderson. Show me what you've got. I bet it's not much.
Oh yeah, you wanna come at me? You wanna come at me, Lisette? You wanna come at me? I felt myself snarl in anger before raising my own fist, remembering my taekwondo. I quickly snapped up into one leg and raised the leg to get a swift kick at her head, but she blocked with her arm and stepped towards me, stabbed at me. Blah. She had training. Not surprising. I didn't care at that moment. I bent back away from the incoming jab, re-establishing my balance as I placed both feet on the floor. Lisette threw jab upon jab at me, forcing me to block my torso and face with my arms and hands. Hit for hit, Lisette and I exchanged defended blows at each other. It was indeed more than just a cat fight. Cat fight! Cat fight! It was a vengeful duel. In my mind, all I saw was Lisette. All I wanted was to make her stop, and if that meant beating her down, then it had to be done. We eventually gained a small crowd of people, all silent but observing the fight. My anger intensified, and my hits became harder with each second that passed between us. I couldn't let her win. I win like her win. None of Lisette's girls dared to step in, apparently afraid to after seeing our skills in our individual fighting styles. Suzu was held back by Naomi's arms, despite both of them wanting to help me. It didn't wait long for it to end, though. Suddenly, Lisette was pulled away from me, and I was pushed against the lockers by a strong force. Lisette hit the lockers as well on the opposite end of the hallway, letting out a girly grunt of pain. Oh, it's the teachers. I looked up to see my art teacher, Miss Gordon, holding me against the lockers with a look of surprise and serious concern on her face.
Miss Anderson, what are you doing?
Oh, jeez. I looked to see Lisette being held back by Miss Phillips, starting to cry innocently. I knew what was going to come out of her mouth, so I tried to push Miss Gordon off to confront her. Miss Gordon, however, kept an arm around me, keeping me back. No! Don't you dare start crying, Lisette! You started this!
Miss Anderson, get a hold of yourself!
What is wrong with you? What did I ever do to you? All that yelling felt good. In a strange way. I couldn't stop the angry tears running down my face as I shouted across the hallway. Lisette and Mrs. Phillips stared in shock at my screams as Miss Gordon tightened her hold on me. I am so sick of it! Leave me alone! Eventually, I lost my energy and began to weigh down Miss Gordon's arms, letting Miss Ennis take over and quench my anger with tears and swelling pain. I could feel Miss Gordon hug me to her to keep me upright as Lisette sniffled and confided with Mrs. Phillips.
I didn't do anything to her! She just attacked me all of a sudden.
You didn't do anything to her. Right. How about we tell that to Naomi and Suzu, who saw me getting tripped?
That's a lie, Lisette. You tripped her on purpose. You've always been a snobby prick to us.
Thank you, Suzu.
Never! I gave my condolences about her grandfather's death. I try to keep everyone calm. Is that so wrong?
Those condolences weren't real, though.
You didn't even sound sincere. We know you were only pretending to be nice to spite us.
Enough. Miss White, follow me to the dean's office.
Lisette followed, wiping her eyes to get in the feigned innocence she knew how to play up. I remained still in Mrs. Gordon's arms, unable to bring myself to fight to get at Lisette again. I had done my damage. The gaggle of Lisette wannabes wanted to make sure I became infamous around the school. I didn't care. I made my statement on Lisette's face and body, and I wasn't afraid to do it again. Miss Gordon, however, wasn't done with me.
Come with me, sweetie.
I nodded and followed. My friends frowned as they watched me leave, but they headed to class without me. Miss Gordon led me to an empty classroom, which she had claimed as hers. It looked like all the other classrooms, but art posters lined the walls. Alright, but where are the art posters? Many students loved the room, but hated one thing. The mirror in the very back of the room. It was one thing Miss Gordon loved to use against her students. With it, she was able to see who was using their phones and who was actually studying. Miss Gordon led me to the back of the room and sat me down in front of it.
What do you see?
I see... you and me. Huh?
Tell me what you see.
I looked in the mirror and saw myself. My clothes were a little ruffled from the fight, but beyond that, I just saw me. Nothing about me seemed different than normal. I see myself.
Alright. What else?
You. What else? I don't understand.
Do you know what I see? I see a brilliant woman who has been working her butt off to try and find herself. She just has a little bit of adversity in her way.
And that adversity's name is Lisette. What does this have to do with what happened with Lisette?
Listen, don't think about Lisette right now. She's just another student who doesn't know what you're going through.
I stared at myself in the mirror, unable to turn my eyes away. She was right, but I still lingered on what happened with Lisette. I know Miss Gordon was only trying to help, but I couldn't fight the thoughts in my head. Miss Gordon gently rubbed my shoulders, snapping me from my thoughts. I looked up to see her smile down at me through the mirror.
You know, those were some pretty interesting moves. Taekwondo.
Taekwondo. Yeah.
You'll have to show me one day.
I laughed as she hugged me gently.
Look, don't let Lisette get to you, okay? You have your own battles to face, and you can face them just fine. Instead of fighting Lisette, focus on your goals.
I looked up at her and nodded slightly. It was cliche to hear, but she was telling the truth. I needed to focus on myself first. She gave me a small packet of tissues and told me that she would handle Lisette. The fear about my family learning of this had quickly appeared had vanished when she promised to keep me out of it as much as she could.
Everything will be fine now. You're a good student, so I'll let you off with a severe warning. Just don't get into any more fights, okay? Now, head to class.
Alright. I nodded before heading to class. Surprisingly, the rest of the school day went off without another incident. I went to my classes, had lunch, and was anxious to get home, where I can see RAESTRAO. As the bell rang for school to end, I felt my phone vibrate in my pocket. Huh? A text? From Dad?
I'll be picking you up today. Make sure you're ready to go when I get there.
That's kind of a surprise. I wonder what he wants. I quickly headed to my locker and got my things before waiting for Naomi and Suzu.
Hey, are you ready to go?
Actually, my dad's picking me up.
Really? Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense.
Alright.
We'll drive home together next time. Tell your dad that we've got you covered from now on.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Even while I left, something didn't seem right. My dad texted me to say this? Why was he going to pick me up? Had I done something wrong? I didn't know. Wow. I waved goodbye to Naomi and Suzu before heading off to the usual spot where my dad picks me up. I took the time to listen to my music while I waited. I need to go to another Rise of the Phoenix concert. Eventually, I played the entire album with no one showing up. Ah, great, he's just gonna leave us there. What the hey? Dad's never late. Especially not this late. I quickly dialed my dad's number again, but as soon as I pressed call, it disconnected and read a disconnection error message. What the? No signal error? How do I not have a signal? I double-checked my phone and saw all 5 bars for signal. He must be in a dead zone. Before I could finish, a group of hands grabbed at my hands, feet, and covered my mouth. I screamed into the hand over my mouth, struggling to pull away from the hands grabbing at my limbs. It felt disgusting and scary, feeling their hands on me. Well, that might imply something else. I needed it to stop.
Hey! Don't dirty up Malix's prey!
Oh, jeez, it's her. It's that demon girl. It's that demon girl that was with Malix. And I'm guessing I'm the prey. The voice, which sent a fearful shiver down my spine, whispered into my ear.
You're coming with me, Miss Anderson.
Oh, crap. I couldn't fathom what was happening, but before I knew it, I was blindfolded and my limbs were quickly tied up. I felt myself being carried somewhere and was shoved into something that echoed the interior of a van. The doors closed, and off I was taken, unsure of where I was going and why. All I knew was that I was in trouble. All I saw was darkness. I felt numb as I was taken to a place I didn't know of. I couldn't even move my lips to scream. Sounds zipped past my ears. First the interior of a car, then the outside, then an echoey space with whispers and cackles of people vibrating through it. Oh, jeez, we're being taken here. However, the wrap around my eyes was eventually removed from my face and my bonds were cut. It took a while for my eyes to adjust, but I found myself in a warehouse, surrounded by devils, including Max, who was smirking at me.
Nicely done! I'm sure those little shits will come running to find you when they realize you didn't return to your precious little mansion. They'll search everywhere for you.
And eventually they'll find me here. So? Malik walked over and set the barrel of his gun against the skin between my eyes. I should take back what I said. I'll be dead by then.
It'll be so funny when they find your dead body instead.
No, it won't. At the very least, I can't laugh because I'm dead.
Remember what James said. If something bad happens, call for him. RAESTRAO! RAESTRAO! All of a sudden, a bright purple light engulfed the room, causing the devils around me to cover themselves.
What the?
Gusts of wind rushed past me, almost forcing me back. I covered my face with my arms, bracing myself and standing my ground. I tried to peek through my arms to see what was going on, but the light continued to shine brightly. As the gusts slowly started to die, the light began to fade, revealing James pointing a strange golden gun behind Alex's head. Ooh! Why a bad butt we've got here. James!
It's alright now. I'm here.
Malik stared wide-eyed behind him, unsure of what to do. He had no time to react in case James pulled the trigger. He was stuck, feeling the presence of James's golden gun that was ready to lodge a bolt into his skull.
Well, it seems like I finally have your cooperation, Alex. It took long enough.
Oh, it sure did. It took long enough.
You piece of demon shit! I could shoot you right now.
And what's stopping me from shooting you first? If you so much as flinch, I will pull this trigger and end you once and for all.
What shall Malik do in this situation? Wait, I'm not supposed to be rooting for Malik, I'm supposed to be rooting for James. The remaining devils stared, trying to figure out what to do. Help Malik or watch in silence. Iris, however, walked up beside me and crossed her arms as she watched it with an amused look on her face. Oh, so Iris is her name. Malik growled, obviously annoyed at the predicament he was in.
What is stopping you, pretty boy?
Just me wanting to do this.
With no hesitation, James quickly moved his gun and shot both of Malik's hands. The gun dropped from Malik's shot hand onto the ground as he knelt over in pain, holding his hands to his chest.
You son of a bitch!
Before Malik could finish the sentence, James aimed the gun once again at Malik's head, causing the devil to stop speaking once again.
I didn't say you could speak. Do you want me to shoot you in the throat?
Oh, jeez. I stared at James in shock. Was he playing with Malik? He seemed to act like a cat poking a sharp claw at a wounded rat. It was warranted, but not what I expected of James at all. Well, you think you know someone until they show a bad fight. You think you know someone until they show a bad butt side of them.
Now, I'm going to give you 3 seconds to get on your knees to beg for forgiveness. Or, the next bullet goes through your pathetic hellborn skull.
Oh boy. Malik hesitated, but eventually ended up on his knees. However, as he fell onto the ground, Malik wrapped his arms around James' leg and dug his teeth into it. Ouch! I gasped, but remained still as I watched James aim and fire a shot into Malik's back. Malik released James's leg in shock, trembling at the newfound pain. However, for some reason, Malik didn't fall over and die. He remained still, staring ahead of himself in pure shock and pain. I could only watch in silence as James lifted his leg out of Malik's embrace and kicked Malik to his side. Bleh.
Disobedient until the very end, huh?
The air instantly went from frantic to still in energy. What could have been described in tone as the color red quickly turned into a deadly mix of purple and gold as everything began to blend together all at once. I stared as James seemed to grow more menacing towards Malik. However, he quickly looked at me with a face of concern.
Please, forgive me for this.
I grew confused, but wasn't allowed to think on it as James looked down at Malik once again. James' eyes began to glow a bright gold as James lifted Malik by his collar and pulled him up and off the ground.
It's high time you discovered the true power of demons.
Oh boy. James's voice had changed, sending a large shiver down my spine. His appearance also started to change, but before I I could see clearly what James was becoming, my eyes recovered.
It's me. Don't look.
Oh, Damien. Hey, Damien. I guess the rest of the brothers showed it too. I listened carefully and let the last two words linger in my mind. Don't look. Why? What was being hidden from me? I wanted to know, but something told me to obey Damien's command. I could hear Malik struggling to get out of James' grasp and the rich sound of magic being cast. I struggled with myself to obey Damien's words, locking my arms to my sides to deny myself the chance to pull Damien's hands off my face.
Let me go!
Never!
As you wish.
The sound of demonic screams and cries bellowed all of a sudden, causing me to tense up in Damien's hands. Malik began to scream in agony, straining as if he was being pulled somewhere against his will. Malik's voice began to trail out into an echoey whisper as the magic sounds in the air consumed his cries. Soon enough, the cries and wisps of magic stopped, leaving the air as silent as it could be. However, Damien didn't remove his hands.
Jeez, James. Haven't seen you use that trick since the intruder in Demon Castle. But you're losing your touch. You even lost your glamour spell.
Okay, so that confirms it. The rest of the brothers had shown up. But exactly what?
It couldn't have been helped.
Glamour spell? What did he mean? Why did James sound so different? Why was this being hidden from me?
It's a spell that makes us look human.
Oh. I froze. Look human? They didn't look like humans after all? What did they look like?
Like demons.
As if Matthew knew what Damien was talking about, Matthew spoke up, followed by the sound of the cork popping out of a bottle.
Well, not for much longer. Here.
Thank you, Matthew.
I could hear the small clinking of glass being passed before hearing James guzzle down a liquid of some sort. The stiff deal of the air around me gently began to warm back up, insinuating that everything had been returned to normal. Finally, Damien moved his hands from my eyes, allowing me to see around me once again. The devils, including Eris, had fled. Malik was nowhere to be found. The boys, however, had gathered around me, all of them, including James, looking like nothing had happened. What just... I tried to speak, but everything zipped around in my head at the whole event, and I felt like speaking was impossible.
Let's just get you home, miss. There's nothing more to see here.
I could only nod. What had happened boggled my mind to the point of disbelief. I was second-guessing everything, lost in the sea of what and how and when. As we walked out of the warehouse, I looked to James for some form of sign that I wasn't dreaming. Believe me, honey. You're not dreaming. Just pinch yourself. Look, I'm pinching myself right now, and it's quite painful! James kept his eyes forward, unable to look at me. It was over. Malik's was gone, and the boys were finally safe. A wave of relief ran through my body at the thought of never having to deal with that group again. At the same time, a ping of realization hit the back of my mind. The boys were only going to stay until after Malik was defeated. That was our deal. Then that means... As we approached home, I could feel something heavy weigh down my heart. It was late, but the boys let me inside and turned on the lights in the lobby.
Finally, we can relax.
It will be good to have some rest without devils breathing down our necks.
I'm just tired. Can I hit the hay early?
I think some sleep would be good for all of us.
Yeah, no kidding. I looked at Damien, knowing he could read my mind, and frowned. I didn't want him to know about my thoughts on the situation. Yeah, that sounds good. I wanted to just end tonight. Too much had happened, and I felt dizzy just trying to figure it out. However, Damien spoke up, stopping all of us from moving.
Should we be gone in the morning?
Great, Damien. The air became still with tension. The realization of the situation hit the boys like a wave, forcing them to turn to me in curiosity. They had remembered their deal, and were now awaiting me to decide their fate. I gulped, face to face with the reality of the situation. The boys were leaving it up to me. They looked like they were willing to accept whatever I had demanded. It was only fair, though, after all that had happened. I looked at James, feeling my heart flutter in my chest. I didn't want him to leave, but would he ask to stay? I hoped that he would say no and ask me to stay longer. As if he knew what I wanted, James moved and smiled at me, taking my hand and bringing it to his lips for a kiss. He moved it away, smiled to me, and spoke.
Miss, if I may be so forward. Despite the short time we've stayed here, I've thoroughly enjoyed my time here. That being said, would you allow us to stay here?
Please don't leave me! My heart skipped while a large red blush ran across my cheeks. The boys stared at James wide-eyed, but didn't dare to speak out. James stepped back to give me space, returning to where he was. I moved my gaze across each boy, trying to make a decision. If they left in the morning, I would never see them again, and my life could return to normal. If I decided to let them go, that would have been for the best. No goodbyes, no delays. But did I want to? They had done so much for me in such a small amount of time. Should they stay or should they go? Stay! I wanted them to stay. I wanted him to stay. I merely smiled, staring at the man I had come to have feelings for before speaking at last. I would love it if you all could stay. The boys cheered tiredly, but nonetheless enthusiastically. I giggled at the sight. It was cute to see everyone so excited, despite the tiredness that ran equally through our bodies. Today was a rough day. My home is your home, as long as you can still help with chores. The boys nodded in unison, agreeing to the terms I had set for them. Despite the good situation, I felt myself slowly slipping into unconsciousness. However, James quickly clapped his hands together, getting everyone's attention and waking me up, making sure I didn't pass out on the floor.
All right, everyone. We're all very tired, so let's head to bed, shall we?
We shall!
Oh! Yeah, sleep is actually a thing. Right.
Oh, Matthew.
We've had a very long day, but it will be good to just relax tonight and tomorrow.
Sleep sounds really good right now.
No kidding, Damien.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I watched a very, very happy smile grow onto James's lips. He shared my excitement, knowing that we would be together longer. Who knew how long we would stay together? All I cared about was that I would be with him. The others quickly left to finally rest, leaving me and James alone at last. My heart fluttered a bit as James walked closer to me, gently wrapping his arms around my form. I placed my hands onto his shoulders, leaning close.
You are an absolutely wonderful woman. I'm so happy that you let us stay here.
Sorry. I lost control for a moment there. I'm happy too, James. I stared into his eyes, getting lost in them. I didn't know if it was the tiredness or my growing attachment to him, but I felt myself lean to James's body. It invited me to stay a while, making me forget that my bed was also calling for me.
Listen, about what happened at the warehouse.
No, it's fine. You did what you had to do. I understand. I had accepted everything in James's form. He was real, and he was someone I didn't want to be without, even if that meant nodding against my curiosity. Besides, I was too tired to explore that memory further.
James nodded before kissing my forehead sweetly.
Come, let's get you to bed.
Alright, James. I nodded before James gently lifted me up into his arms like a bride and carried me to my room. I didn't want to leave his arms, leaning my head against James's chest, but eventually I was slowly lowered to my bed and covered by my bed covers. I was still in my school clothes, but I was too tired to strip or care. I looked at James, fighting a yawn from escaping me as he gently ran a hand over my hair.
Have sweet dreams. I'll prepare breakfast again for you in the morning.
You do that! I nodded with a tired smile before watching him slowly stand and leave my room, closing the door. A wave of happiness washed over me as I laid in bed. I made a good choice. Sure, it would be hard, but I could tell that I would be able to manage it. Help around the house and being with a man who I was slowly starting to fall for would be worth it. I slowly felt my exhaustion take over. I let sleep consume me as I drifted into the darkness in my mind. Everything was peaceful. I was happy. Oh! What's this? It's the opening, I guess. A starry sky.
You are an interesting creature.
Okay, what just happened? I mean, it seemed like the credits were about to roll, but then suddenly there was this interruption, and then Mikhail lost his voice. And on another note, I think this is a perfect place to end this episode. Yep, absolutely perfect. Alright, so I hope so far you're enjoying this Let's Play. I'm kind of enjoying playing this game. I mean, yeah, I'm enjoying this. So I hope you're enjoying me playing this game. So, yeah, thank you all for watching. Be sure to leave a like, and see ya in the next one. Yep, see ya.